Do you want to know what's going on in the real estate market right here in Southwest Florida? Well, in this video, we're talking about market stats, timeframes, and values. Stay tuned. I'm Rob Wozner, a local realtor right here in Southwest Florida. If it's your first time on my channel and you want to know everything about eating, sleeping, working, playing, and the real estate market, this is the channel you need to subscribe to. So hit the subscribe button and tap the bell so you're notified every time I drop a new video. Home values remain strong and inventory expands right here in Naples, Florida. Positive shifts and trends in the Naples area housing market during March continue to attract buyers and sellers. The March 2024 market report reported 67.6% increase in inventory to 5,283 properties, and that's up from 3,153 properties in March of 23. Throughout the state, more homes were listed on the Florida multiple listing services this March than in March of a year ago, but the year-over-year changes were much more modest than what we saw in January and February. New listings of single-family homes were up close to 8% in March, well off the pace of nearly 17% in January and over 28% back in February. Likewise, in the townhouse and condominium market, year-over-year growth in new listings in March was 11% compared to over 31% in January and about 30% back in February. This slowdown in inventory and the rate of new listing growth meant that although inventory increased from the end of February to the end of March, it increased more slowly than it did in recent prior months. Still, in a normal market, we usually expect inventory levels to decline from the end of February to the end of March. Inventory levels are something we continue to watch closely. Higher inventory levels will provide some relief in terms of affordability over time, as well as provide more choices for prospective buyers. So why is inventory so low? And why aren't people selling? Well, because a majority of homeowners have an interest rate of 2 to 4%, and it's hard to sell that off and move on to something with a 6 or 7% rate. If everyone would have locked in low rates prior to 2006, we probably would never have seen the massive real estate crash we had in 2008. But everyone had adjustable rate mortgages, and as the years went on, each year their rates ticked up, and it forced people to sell into a flooded real estate market. And lending is way more restrictive, so just because you have a pulse didn't mean you got a mortgage in 2021 like you did back in 2025. Now, we all know that real estate has a ceiling and a floor. People buy real estate based on life events and needs, not because the rates are good. Investors are more triggered by rates, but not the average American home buyer. If rates dropped today, we would see the prices of homes skyrocket. For every 1% increase in rate, we lose 5 million buyers. For every 1% drop, 5 million buyers come into the market. We don't have enough supply to handle the demand, and the Fed knows this. With low supply, they don't need to drop rates. We are 14 years behind in new construction. If we saw a 2% drop in rates, we would have 10 million more buyers, and we don't have the supply to handle that. We are in a very interesting time with regards to real estate. A rate drop would tip the scales. An influx of inventory would tip the scales in another way. The chances of a rate drop in this way are more likely than inventory rising rapidly. That is what will eventually happen once inflation comes down, but real estate is still the #1 GDP driver, so there's no need to give us reprieve with low inventory. While home prices continue to appreciate steadily, up 6% in March to $649,000, and that's up from $612,000 back in March of 23. There were also 2,667 price decreases in March, which is the highest number of decreased prices reported in over 5 years. According to broker analysis, these decreases are not placing downward pressure on pricing. They are an indication that sellers are taking steps to stay competitive. Meanwhile, statewide home price growth remained fairly calm by recent standards during the month of March. The median price for closed sales of single-family homes in Florida was $420,600. A year-over-year increase of about 4%. Over in the townhouse condo market, the median price increased just over 3% from a year ago, rising to $330,000. Market data shows a familiar trend that we haven't enjoyed for some years, compared to the activity in the years leading up to the pandemic. March's data reflects behavior that we would consider normal. Visitors get familiar with our real estate market during the winter season to make certain that they like the area well enough to purchase a residence here and identify the communities that will meet their lifestyle and needs. Then they return in the summer to look for the right home, the right location, at the right place, and make a purchase. Closed sales in March decreased 14.2% to 893 from 1,041 closed sales back in March of 23. While some analysis point to interest rates as the primary factor of home sales have simmered recently, however, total price increases of homes over the recent years are far more financially impactful than interest rates to a home buyer, considering our average lower loan to value ratios and the amount of cash. According to the latest housing market stats from the Florida Realtors, closed sales of single-family homes were down over 10% in March compared to a year ago. And if we look over at the condo townhouse category, sales there were down about 17% over a year ago. Despite rising home prices and increase of insurance rates, cash offers on homes here in Naples have surged. The report shows 63% of transactions reported in March were cash sales. Naples has a very, very high cash sales market. Not a big surprise, but luxury sales are on the rise here in Naples. The enduring appeal of Naples to the affluent home buyer, coupled with the lower luxury home prices in the Naples area compared to other luxury markets throughout the country, and the steady growth of Naples area property values, is driving sales now more than ever. There were 32 homes sold in the $5 million and above price point, and 126 homes sold in the $1.5 million to $5 million price point just in March 2024 alone. People were buying anything during the pandemic, but today they are looking for homes they desire and in locations or communities that can offer the lifestyle they prefer. Good news for buyers. Buyers are now finding more homes to choose from. For example, in the $500,000 to $1.5 million price range, there were 2,404 homes for sale in March, an increase of 71% from March of 23, when there were only 1,406 homes for sale in that price category. Let's take a look at what's going on in some certain zip codes here in Naples. Closed sales of single-family homes in East Naples, which is east of Collier Boulevard, or 34114, 34117, 34120, and 34137, continues to outpace single-family home closed sales reported in all other areas of Naples. There were 206 single-family home closed sales in this area during March, with another 249 single-family homes that came on the market in that area during the month. Let's take a look at the Naples Beach area, which is zip codes 34102, 34103, 34108. That area reported the highest number of condominium new listings in March, and that was 188. The highest inventory of condominiums, which is 859. But the North Naples area, which is 34109, 34110, and 34119, reported the highest closed sales of condominiums in March at 130. Thank you for watching my March 2024 real estate market update. If you are interested in learning more about this area, you need to take the first step. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, however you want to get in touch with me. I have the systems and processes dialed down to make this transaction as smooth and easy as possible. I have your back when buying or selling property right here, Southwest Florida. I look forward to seeing you on my next video.